Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm talking about the amazing world of Gumball. Now it's one of my favorite cartoons, and I've been watching it since it began, and thus I've seen a lot of funny, weird, and creepy things from it. Mainly today, I'm going to be talking about Richard and Nicole Watterson, and see if their relationship can survive. So the first thing I have to talk about is the choices. It became one of my favorite episodes when it came out, and it did answer a few questions. However, it left us with quite a few more questions. For instance, it showed us how Nicole and Richard met, and we saw Nicole's parents for the first time. But it left us with one question: why Richard? Sure, Nicole saw the path for everything that happened to her that day. Richard was the only path that she actually liked. However, even when she's happy with him, she still works all the time and barely sees your family. And if you don't see your family, you get depressed. Depression, sickness. Sickness, death. So Nicole is basically dying. Anyway, moving on. The next thing we need to consider is that in that episode, we see Richard getting kicked out of his house, and Nicole run away on the same day. There's only one logical explanation for that. They planned this. They knew Richard was going to get kicked out at some point. After all, his father was out of the picture, and his mom probably couldn't stand his lethargic lifestyle and eating habits. And Nicole couldn't stand her over-controlling mother and wild, possibly abusive father. So she packed her bags and went off, with Richard, at the same time. Now take a look at this picture. It's them holding hands and heading off into the unknown. Look at them. They look like they're in their late teens. In the next two scenes of the episode, we see that they have a small apartment and they're living together. In the next scene, they're at the doctor, and as he reveals that Nicole is pregnant, then they get married and have gumball, blah blah blah. But let's move on. So the next thing we need to talk about is one of the latest episodes called The List. In the list, Nicole is going through all of her childhood memories, and she finds a list of things she wanted to do in life when she was 16. And in that episode, right when she reveals it, they Gumball and Darwin go through a photo album, and in the first scene, Nicole is at the beach and she's happy. And the next scene, it looks like she's pregnant. So that means that she must have had Gumball when she was extremely young, possibly, I'm gonna say 18. So if you do some quick math, then that means that Nicole is only 30 years old, and so is Richard. Another episode we need to consider is the origins, where we learn where Darwin actually came from. When the Wattersons are driving to the pet store, Nicole sees a sign for the Rainbow Factory. She says how she could get a job there, and that's not inaccurate because she does get a job there. I So I did some research to see how much an accountant, which I assume that Nicole makes in a year. The overall salary was $53,300. Then I researched how much the average American family, 4 to 5 people, needs to survive each year. The result was $53,046. That is barely any money left over for other things, like the Wattersons live in a house with cable and internet. How do they pay for that? But anyway, getting off topic. So my real concern is how the Wattersons can pay for everything, especially since they cause hundreds of thousands of dollars in property damage. Especially since Nicole is the only working member of the family. And something else I want to talk about. Will the Wattersons last? I mean, Nicole and Richard aren't really that good of a couple. Plus, they have really, really destructive children. So the conclusion to will the Wattersons' relationship actually survive is possibly. I mean, you never know how things could turn around in a fraction of a second, because that can happen in most cartoons. And I don't think that they would actually delve that deeply into that because they're not really that serious of a cartoon. When you look at the world of Elmore, which is where the characters live in, it's a very vibrant, colorful, and happy world. So, in conclusion, I just wanted to say that I don't think that Richard and Nicole were made for each other. They rushed into their relationship way too quickly without figuring out the pros and cons. And now they're kind of stuck. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you like the content. I'm Jimbo Cat, and I'll see you later.